Today, we're going to talk about investing in your future self. And no, I'm not talking about stocks or bonds, but something way more valuable, your health. We're going to break down how the choices we make, literally right now, can build us a calmer, more balanced tomorrow. And honestly, this is a topic that hits close to home for so many of us.
But let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about it for a second. With work, family, finances, just trying to keep up with everything, does it ever feel like you're just stuck on a treadmill that will not stop?
And hey, if that last question really hit home for you, I want you to know this. That feeling of being overwhelmed, of being constantly switched on, it is such a shared experience in the world today. You are definitely not alone in this. So let's actually put some numbers to not feeling. We're going to take a look at the data to really get a sense of just how big this modern stress epidemic is and why it matters so much. Just look at that number for a second. 79%. That is a huge figure, and it's hanging there for a reason. Let's dig into what it actually represents. So here's what that 79% really means. It means almost 4 out of every 5 adults feel stress on a regular basis. But here's the thing. This isn't just a feeling. It's a major health issue. I mean, look at these numbers. A 45% increased risk of heart disease, 58% showing symptoms of anxiety or depression, and a 60% higher chance of getting sick. The main takeaway here is that chronic stress has very real, very physical consequences. Okay, so we've definitely established the problem. Now let's switch gears and talk about the solutions. And the good news is they don't have to be these huge, drastic changes. We're talking about small, simple habits that can have a massive impact on your sense of calm every single day.
So here's the foundation. I want you to think of these as the 4 big pillars of your well-being. You've got physical activity to burn off those stress hormones, mindfulness to calm your racing mind, a balanced diet to fuel your body the right way, and, of course, quality sleep to repair and reset everything. The best part? When you strengthen one, you almost always help the others. Let's dive into the first 2 right now.
Let's kick things off with that first pillar, physical activity. This is honestly one of the most effective tools we have. When you get your body moving, your brain releases endorphins, those natural mood boosters that make you feel good. And you don't need to go run a marathon. The sources are clear on this. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day is enough to make a real difference. Remember, consistency is way more important than intensity. And pillar number 2 is mindfulness. Now, this isn't some super complex, mystical practice. It's really just about paying attention to the here and now. Doing that helps lower your cortisol levels. That's the big stress hormone. Seriously, even just taking a few deep, intentional breaths for 2 or 3 minutes can completely interrupt that cycle of anxious thoughts and bring you back to a state of calm. It's a skill you can build one moment at a time. All right, so we've talked about what you can do on your own, but let's be real, we aren't meant to go through life alone. We're social creatures, and the people in our lives are an incredibly powerful and often really underrated tool for managing stress. This quote right here just nails it, doesn't it? Simply talking to a friend or a family member, sharing what's on your mind can shrink that feeling of isolation. These connections build up our mental resilience and remind us that we don't have to face every single challenge all by ourselves. And that idea of support, it goes beyond just people. The place you call home has a huge and often subconscious impact on your stress levels. It can either be another source of stress, or it can be a true sanctuary that actually supports your well-being. Think about these for a minute. They might seem like small annoyances, right? But they add up. That unexpected bill that messes up your whole budget, waiting around for a repair that never seems to get done, the sheer physical and mental exhaustion of moving. These things create this low-level chronic stress that just drains your energy day in and day out. So how can your environment actually work for you instead of against you? Well, this is how we can design our living spaces to directly knock out those common stressors. Just imagine the mental energy you'd save with predictable monthly expenses because all your utilities are included, or having a professional team that handles repairs almost instantly, or even moving into a fully furnished apartment, getting rid of one of the biggest hassles there is. It's all about intentionally removing those little points of friction from your daily life to create more peace of mind. So, we've covered personal habits, social connections, and our home environment. All of these things require a little investment of our time and some conscious choices. So let's talk about the return on that investment. What is the real payoff here? It's a fair question, right? With everything else we have going on in our lives, why should we dedicate precious energy to this stuff? Well, let's look at the incredible benefits that start to ripple through every single part of your life.
And the payoff is huge. It goes so far beyond just feeling calm. We're talking about a holistic reward here. You're looking at increased productivity because you have better focus and energy. You get improved mental health with less anxiety, a stronger immune system, which means you get sick less often, and even long-term financial savings from preventing future healthcare costs down the road. So here's the crucial point to take away from all this. Creating a calmer life isn't about luck. It's a result of the small, conscious choices you make every day, combined with putting yourself in an environment that supports your well-being instead of draining it.
And that brings us to the final question, and honestly, it's the one that matters most. Forget about trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just think about one thing. What is one small, manageable change you can take away from this that you can commit to today for a healthier, calmer you tomorrow?